quick. We're gonna go through the 4 steps of a draw. We've already talked about equipment, right? We've already talked about where to start putting your hands and how to build the gun, right? But I'm just gonna break it down into steps because we're gonna dry fire it, and then I'm gonna use the numbers as references, right? So everyone's start position is gonna be the same. It's gonna be wrist below belt, right? We good? We can see me? Wrist below belt. And then, so 1 is just getting that elbow up, and then high up on the tang, right? That web space high up on the tang, up and in, okay? 2 is getting the gun out, right? 3 is now building your grip wherever that may be. That could be here, could be here, could be here, whatever. I like it down here, right? 3, and then 4 is press out in front of your eye, and you should see your dot, right? You should see your dot on the way out. If it's a really good, consistent draw, like I see my dot now. I see my dot now, right? Like that's how it should be on the way out, and you're prepping your trigger, and you can press the trigger on the way out, right? Any questions about that?
I have 2 more things to add to that.
One thing I would say to people, if you're having issues finding your dot on the way out, right? And it's not because you're building your grip too late, be cautious of this, right? If your elbow's like really far in or really far out, that's gonna drive the mechanics of your shoulder is gonna push your elbow and hand in a weird direction. You wanna have it so that it's kind of in line with everything, and you press out and you can find your gun. Okay, you see, does that make sense? Like, especially the first few times, like if you go fast, you know, it's gonna be like that. Like I see my dot right away, but like for your first time, you may do something wonky and just, you know, do something like that. Now my gun's pointed and I have to bring my head in front of the gun, right?
It's wrist below. Unless it says otherwise on the stage.
Yeah, it's always wrist below unless stated otherwise. Sometimes you'll get hands above shoulders. For me, hands above shoulders, I like to start like this. Some people used to do this. I like this because then I'm tight. I'm tight to my body. I can get to my gun faster, and then I bring both my hands down like this, and then I'm out. Or it's hands on like the X. Like there'll be an X in front of you, and you'll be like this.
Or hands on knees when you're sitting.
Or sitting, yeah, if you're sitting down, it'll be hands on knees. Exactly that. So like again, it's consistency, right? It's gonna be a slower draw, but so is everyone else's. So as long as it's consistent, what matters is building a grip and finding your dot in an efficient way that you can get started faster, right? It's not about, yeah, limit the variables, exactly that, yeah. Because like the important thing is shooting the stage and negotiating the stages and the targets quickly. So if you have a bad grip and you're winging shots and you have to keep futzing with your grip on the way out, it's just inefficient. So like it doesn't have to be super fast, it just has to be the same thing every time. And that will be faster in the long run, right?
So 2 more things. When you go, so depending on the style of draw you have, we have a scoop and we have a snatch. Does anybody know what they are? Does anybody know what a scoop is, and does anybody know what a snatch is? Your style of draw.
The style of draw.
No? No idea? Yep. And what's a snatch? Yes. So it's very important to understand that when you're going to snatch your gun out of your holster, would you recommend, do you think that doing that as hard as you can is efficient? Not at all, right? You're actually pushing into your body, and you're pushing your gun down into your body just to yank it back out. Now, what do you think the best way to do it is? What do you think the best technique to get your gun out of your holster? It would be a scoop. Scoop is technically, it's just that. And you're going up, and now, can all holsters do that? Absolutely not.
I can't. I'm in carry optics. I need to have a fully enclosed holster in my division. I physically can't do that draw. But to his point, I don't do that, right? I'm here, I roll my thumb over, high and tight, and then I pull it out, right? He can kind of do it.
I have like a hybrid. I go from the side like this instead of coming over the top, because that's slow. For me, that's slow. There are some people that could snatch the crap out of your gun out of your holster very quickly. I don't like snatch. I like the efficient. So I keep my hand here over the thumb and then come out. Now,
some people just like legit just yank their gun
yeah,
out. I don't know how they build a good
get your
grip.
gun out.
I don't know how they do it.
So he has a pretty good hybrid snatch draw. He's very good at it, and he starts here and he's just up and out. Now, there is a ton of error. There is a ton of margin for error when you are doing this, because you're not getting the webbing of your hand into your beaver tail
Yeah.
immediately.
That index point is much more consistent.
Yeah, you need to, your index point is your middle finger underneath the trigger guard. And if it's not established the same way every single time, well, then your grip is not gonna be established 100% all the time. So like if my middle finger just comes out or pushes in a little too much, now my hand is gonna be like this. If I underdo it, so if I just get the tips of my finger on my gun, now my gun is gonna be like this. So you have to be super duper consistent when you're going to
A lot more
shoot.
margin for error with that. And honestly, none of your holsters can accommodate
Or
it anyway.
she can, she has a blade tech.
It'll be rough.
Why
It'll be
couldn't
rough.
she do it?
Because she should have the, what's the one that they sell? It's like, there's nothing on the front. It's really, I know, but it's really designed for the holster that there's nothing, it's just a trigger guard. And you can just kind of like whip the gun out. Yeah.
So I'm sure all of you, all three of you are gonna go like this.
Yeah, just.
And go over the top.
Don't do
and
the
pull out.
snatch. Just, yeah, thumb
And
over.
I just don't
down.
want you guys to do this. I don't want you guys
Don't do that either.
driving your gun into your hip to get the gun back out.
Yeah.
So it should be just like a
Up,
smooth,
over, pull out.
smooth transition.
So
out.
just to reiterate, because we're going to dry fire it a little bit, right? So this is 1, this is 2, 1, you see me? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? When can you pull the trigger? Like, when can you shoot? At what point? Which stage? Or like, what phase? True. What's the earliest you could, like, what's the earliest, like, when can you start shooting? I can shoot here, right? I can do that. I pull up videos of the guy that taught John Wick how to shoot pterodactyl. He's shooting 30-yard steel targets just like this. Bing, 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 bing. So for him, right, there's levels to this shit, right? Yeah, there's levels to it. But the earliest you can start shooting is here. You can shoot here. You can shoot here. Are there times where I'm point shooting and I don't actually see my sights? Of course. Like I can point shoot this right now without looking at my sights. I could just point my gun and hit 2A zones. I do it all the time. I'll show you the tape. But for everyone's skill level is different. Your risk to reward is going to be different on a given stage, on a given time. So just be honest with yourselves with that. But the point at which you obviously want to shoot, right, is when you're aligned. From 3 to 4, you're lining up the sights, and then by the time you're getting stretched out, you're prepping the trigger and you want to pull. Okay? So we're going to do some dry fire, make sure we're all empty, right? So unload, we're all good. Unload, show, clear. Unload, show, clear. No NDs on the range today.